President Trump defends his handling of the coronavirus pandemic as infection figures begin to stabilise and the US sets out plans to reopen after shutdown.
January 31st, not one person has died, and I issued a travel restriction from China. Think of it. So nobody died, and I issued. You can't get earlier than that.
France's president announces he will begin to lift the country's lockdown on May the 11th. The number of deaths in the UK passes 11,000, but the government says the lockdown measures are working.
Donald Trump angrily defends his handling of the coronavirus outbreak. It's now killed 22,000 Americans.
Administration due in February with the time that your travel ban botched.
A lot. And in fact, we'll give you a list. What we did, in fact, part of it was up there. We did a lot. Look.
Let's take you back to events in the United States where the impact of the pandemic and the lockdown has meant millions have lost their jobs. And that means unprecedented demand at food banks. Eric Cooper is chief executive of San Antonio Food Bank. He says they are now seeing double the amount of people.
We typically feed about 60,000 people each week. And in this COVID-19 crisis, that's now gone to 120,000 people. And we are just struggling to keep up. Our charity relies on donations to be able to feed those in need, but it's this unprecedented need that has got us all worried we might run out of food.
And am I right, there was a point where you were thinking, well, the numbers are probably going to go up. We might get 3,000, perhaps that will double to 6,000. We'll prepare for that. And in one day, 10,000 people turned up?
10,000 families. And so 10,000 cars actually turned up at the distribution. We had many trailers full of food to give those families, but seeing that unprecedented need, we went back to our warehouse, brought more food, and it was an all-day distribution. Now, this distribution started at 10 a.m. in the morning, but families started to line up at 3 a.m., hoping that we wouldn't run out of food. And so the panic and fear and anxiety for a lot of these families who lost their job 2 to 3 weeks ago, and now their final dollars have run out, and they're just desperate and panicked that they won't be able to feed their family. Many come from the hospitality industry, and our community has just been decimated. Many jobs are lost, and so there's a long line of families to get food.
France's President Macron extends his country's lockdown to mid-May and admits his government has made mistakes.
The French President Emmanuel Macron has extended the coronavirus lockdown for another 4 weeks. That's until the 11th of May. He said the current restrictions had slowed the virus but not beaten it, and accepted that the lockdown had been especially tough for poorer families without the benefit of spacious homes and good internet connections.
The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also announced a lockdown extension today. The entire population of more than 1 billion people has been living under severe restrictions for the past 3 weeks, and they'll now be in place for another 3 weeks until May the 3rd. The World Bank slashed its predictions of Indian economic growth this year from 5% down to 1.5%.